Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you know me, you know I'm a big fan of Robert Kirkman. And the second I heard he was heading up a Transformers / G.I. Joe universe, I was in. If you're confused about anything, go check out my Duke / G.I. Joe playlist or my Transformers playlist to catch up. Now let's get into it, because this story is about Scarlett, shorty with the red hair who likes to kick ass. So we begin our story with an invasion. A party was taking place on a remote island / mansion, and we see this party was lit, but not everyone could attend. So you know Scarlett had to sneak her way through. She was underwater, and as soon as she gained access, she swooped out of a swim gear into something more appropriate for this event / mission. She looked good with her green dress and her baby boy by her side. She was ready to go in, and she went in. Her mission was simple: invade, observe, report. She was only here on a reconnaissance mission. She wasn't supposed to look for nobody. Just go in, act like you're supposed to be there, find name and faces, then leave. Simple. Don't engage. And she did her job for the most part. But everything went up in smoke when she saw her. With one look, she could tell who this person was. It was Jinx. In this world, Jinx and Scarlett were close. Matter of fact, they were like sisters. So she couldn't help but follow Jinx. Just how she noticed that Jinx was getting surrounded, little by little. She tried to report this, but her superiors just said, observe, do not engage. And in all honesty, she complied till everything went up in smoke. All the thugs surrounding Jinx started to attack. And Scarlett, well, she was good at what she did, taking down all the guys one by one. Everyone who Jinx missed, she took out by herself, and she was good. She handled weaponry, fist, everything professionally in a goddamn green dress. And even when one thug had Jinx dead to rights, she provided cover from afar because this was her man. She even saw Jinx smile a bit, and she let her get away too. But right now, she had bigger priorities. There were hostages here, girls who had nowhere to go. She had to stay and protect them. She called this in, and backup came. But the thing is, she was just there to observe, and everything was a mess. She caused an international incident without even trying, and because of that, she lost her job. Aimless with nothing to do, she decided to go back home. On her way to her apartment, she noticed something. Something was weird. Someone was here. Looking at her door, the tape she laid was broken. Realizing that the assailants were still around, she got armed and scrambled to the back, only to discover that the person was actually just waiting for her. He had already noticed her presence. He called to her and introduced himself as the stalker. And I don't mean a stalker, I mean the stalker. He was apparently here to vet her because she had a certain level of skills that were of use to him. And it also helps that she knows Jinx. And Jinx apparently left a code behind that only Scarlett could know. And he knew. How did he know? I don't know. Her and Jinx were close. So close, in fact, they were like sisters. And because of this, she was going to do anything to help Jinx out. But the thing is, the code left behind by Jinx, the code was simple: don't follow me. And that was just an invitation to her to follow, because she knows the last operation Jinx was on was infiltrating the Arashikage. For those of you who don't know, that is Storm Shadow's Snake Eyes organization. And right now, right here, he was offering Jinx a job. He wanted her to go undercover into the organization that took her beloved friend. And he had found the perfect person to take her through. Another G.I. Joe member who she could trust, Snowjob. He dropped her off at some Himalayan mountains, and she went on foot, with no fear, invading a ninja fortress, armed to the teeth with ninjas. She was ready, and she wanted all the smoke, because she didn't back down. Telling someone like Scarlett not to pursue meant nothing to her. It was just an invitation to come, especially because the code left behind was something only her could understand. She took it as an invitation to invade this place herself and get her friend back. But that will come later, because the US government didn't just sanction this mission just for her friendship. There was a weapon that they needed to get. So she went in. And when I say she went in, she went in. The Arashikages are no slouchers. These were well-trained ninjas, and she took them out one at a time, disarming one, taking his blade, breaking jaws, breaking necks. She was ripping grown men down to size, and it was amazing. And please don't compare Scarlett to Black Widow. Never. I don't care. She looks good, and she can kick ass. When she was done with this group of assassins, she scaled the wall, only to see her friend Jinx standing on the left side beside an old man, the Hard Master, the leader of the Arashikage clan. There was no time to doubt the mission. She had already taken out a group of ninjas, and more were coming. So she scaled the fence, right in the middle of the courtyard where all the ninjas had gathered. She wanted all the smoke, and she got it. Her alone took on an army of ninjas, and she was holding her own. Not only was she holding her own, she was kicking ass. I mean, pause, don't get me wrong. She ain't no freaking John Wick. She ain't no super soldier type female that could dodge all the hits. She was getting hit, but she made sure to return them harder and sharper. When she was done, she was the only one left standing in a puddle of blood. Grabbing her katana, she walked forward directly towards the Grandmaster. His right-hand man was about to take her out, but the Grandmaster told him to stop. She knelt down, offering up her blade. She spoke in Japanese, introducing herself as an agent of the United States Army. But she was here for another reason. She came here with an offer. We know that this is just a front. She was here on behalf of the US government as an undercover agent, and confessing was her way of gaining their trust. She explains that she wanted to join their organization. The Hard Master looked at her and said, "Why would I ever accept you, Gaijin?" But she was cocky. She had just taken out half of his forces. She looked at him and said, "I think you do need me, sir." He was silent for a moment before giving someone a signal, and before she could turn around, the butt of a katana slammed against her neck. She was out cold, but she wasn't dead. She was still alive. And we see that the person that knocked her out was none other than Storm Shadow himself. We finally get to see Storm Shadow in this new universe, and I love it. Jesus Christ, he looks like a modern ninja. I am here for it.